Well, one of the first projects that I'm going to work on here on Ron's Classic RVs is this classic Georgie Boy from 1980. It's a fiberglass Class B. I bought it because the price was right, and it's got a fiberglass body on it, and they stay together a lot longer because they don't dry rot because they're fiberglass. Let's take a little look around this thing and show you all the fancynesses I got. Take a little gander at the thing here. It's sitting on a Chevy 1-ton chassis, 1980 van style. Yeah, I bet you this has got some stories to tell back then. And it came out in really, it's got really nice lines. Some of the stuff actually works in it. Take a little look at here. Look at them soft, fancy seats. Oh my. Yes. Does have the aftermarket air in it. Yeah, we don't know if this works or not yet though. But the rooftop air works. It's got the really old style Odan generator. This is back when they used to make them in America. Right there. I'm told that this thing works. Furnaces, oh sure. This is kind of a weird one because it's got the door in the back of it. Kind of interesting here that it's got a sunk kitchen. Yeah, sure, all the kitchen, all the cooking stuff a guy could ever need. But I gotta get in here, I gotta fix a couple of the simple systems on it. The 12 volt, the lighting, it don't work. It used to, but it don't anymore. Here's a look going back. That rear door, the glass is broken out of it. Put a bag on it. Door lock don't work. No keys with the thing, of course. I'm gonna do some working on it. So I gotta clean it up. It was absolutely full of garbage, and I found canned food that had been in it for so long that the labels were faded, and they were in a cabinet, and the cans had rusted through, and the food leaked out all over the can. And the aroma that's in here is god awful. Awful, awful, awful. I gotta clean this thing out and get that smell out, and I gotta steam clean all this upholstery that's in here to get it to smell good before I even really want to work on it, because it's bad. It's really bad. But let's get that door, do something with that door and try to get it fixed. This doorknob here, we don't have a key for it. We need to swap this out. Because I just so happen to have an extra one. The key. I had a key and it works. And these are old, they're hard to get a hold of. This screw's already missing. This one, this one, this one. And that whole lock, it'll just come right out of there. Came out real nice. Gonna have to clean up all this sealant that's around this door here. Put a fresh thing of butyl in it. Yep, clean. This is the lock with the new butyl tape put in it. Butyl tape, it's sold in rolls like this. So I cut it in half, rolled it around there to make this little seal. This is all the sealing that it needs. You don't need to caulk it when it's in the door. That just makes a mess, and it's not the sealing surface. The flanges are the sealing surface. Put the little Phillips screws in. The interior handle uses a little bit longer silver screws than the striker bolts. You go over here on the end. Oh yeah. Oop! Got a screwdriver in there. The butyl tape will seep out. Today's gonna be one of those days where it's gonna be about 105 degrees, and I'm gonna wait because this stuff will seep out even more. But it's soft. It's not like a glue. See, it always comes off. But that way it's gonna make a nice tight seal around there. The door it still likes to hang up a little bit. It's got this strike plate right there which can be adjusted. Loosen up these two Phillips screws, move it down a little bit. We're almost at the end of our throw right there. Oh yeah. Got that door locked. We're gonna get this frame out right here so we can put the new window and the new frame in. Primarily those bolts, they use what's called a number 2 screw drive. See the bit? It's square. Square. Almost all the RVs are all bolted together with square-headed screws. Drop them in the dirt so you can run them over with your tire. Somebody did a little self-repair to these by throwing in some self-tapping Phillips. See, this guy did everything he could wrong on sealing this by putting a bead of caulk around the edge. This is not the sealing surface. It's the flange under here. So he kind of did the same thing over here too. Put caulk right on the seam. That is bad. Oh, this thing is brittle. Now that the window frame is out, we got to take all this stuff off right here. It's bad, okay? That's not the sealing surface. This portion right here is. So I'm going to scrape all this stuff off camera and clean up on the inside of the door. Also, it's got quite a bit of scoob on it. Get her down looking pretty. They make a black frame one, but they didn't have one available. So I'm going to make my own black frame. Now that I've been busy painting this all day, we've got the interior frame brown. We have the exterior frame black. You don't have to measure these when you buy them. The frames and the glass, they're all the same size. All RVs use the same size glass and frames for their doors. Thank goodness. But seeing as how I've painted this brown and the screws that come with it are white. Well, the screws didn't come with it. I just had these laying around. Now I get the tips of these so that it looks nice when it's all put together. Yep. Yep. Oh, sure. Exactly. I just gotta wait for the dang paint to dry again. I wanted to show you on these frames. They've got, well, this exterior frame, it's got sealant right there. It's got sealant underneath this window. I would show it to you, but then I would break it. So there's a special outside frame and an inside frame. And oddly enough, I didn't know that. I just happened to paint the right frame the right color. Yeah. You see, this has got it's a frosted glass. It's smooth on one side, it's frosted on the other. Put the smooth side out. The manufacturer name, it's right here. The bottom. And what after seemed like a very long time working on jamming these frames in that hole, this is what we end up with right there. So we put in a new used lock with a key, bonus, window that nobody can see through, you know, except for like that psycho shower scene. You know what I'm talking about. So if I was to ever put any caulking on it, I would probably put some clear elastomeric down through here because I don't think this is a very good seal. But around this area here, the seal that's in there is pretty good. So there, and at least now we got her winterized up. I can fire up the air conditioner and I can start cleaning the inside. I'll do this on Sunday. Yuck. Smells like the dump in here. Yes, it does. The dump. Oh, the one that has animal carcasses at it. Well, I got these home. See these mirrors right here? They're ugly. They're ugly and they're not even put on right. Some guy just smashed a piece of conduit or something, and you can see the holes where the original mirrors were, and that's going to be pretty tough to find. So I found these beat up West Coast mirrors down at the wrecking yard. And I come home and I see that they are going to almost work perfectly. Yes. And then I'm going to have some nice serious mirrorage hanging out here because I like mirrors. You can see stuff with them. But these are nasty. So they need to be wire wheeled down and they need to be fixed. And this one here was all beat up. So I straightened it out the best I could with my hammer and my vise. So now we can wire wheel it and really shine it up and paint it. Yeah, rust. Well, we'll whip her into shape with this. Get these cleaned up some. Yes. Take a 3M Scotch-Brite. Kind of give them the rub down, prep them up, do a little painting. Now that we got all the brackets painted up and looking good, time to do some installing. I got to take this bracket. It's gonna sit up here because the way these bolts that I've got, so the bolts are gonna go through this upper lip right here. They just sit down right in there. I got those from the wrecking yard. We're not gonna use this one, but we are gonna be able to reuse this hole and this hole. It'll cover up this hole. And then I got these two holes. So I don't know what I'll do. Put a little clear silicone in them, I suppose. This is the range vent right here. And it's got some issues going on right there. We're gonna have to pop that out and look about getting a replacement for it. In order to get this vent out, you gotta break the seal that's in behind it. Get in here with one of these and you just run it along. This is hard to do by trying to shoot the camera and trying to shoot what I'm doing. Well, you come and this has already been broken, the seal and the butyl tape. It's kind of I'm up on a bucket right now, doing what I'm not supposed to be doing. So run along the top here, and then this thing will just peel out of here. Try to find a new one. This thing came out, oh, nasty, nasty, nasty. This is the butyl tape that's underneath there that's got to be cleaned off. This whole surface has got to be all the way back down to looking like this, so you can get a new reseal job on it. And then this guy, well, we'll do some digging, see if we can find a new one, or if we can get a metal one made. I'm hoping. Little WD-40, a blue shop cloth, and some elbow grease. Takes that butyl tape off. The only residue that's left right here is the caulk that was put around the outside of the vent. So we gotta work on that a little more. This is like a plastic scraper. And you can sit here and scrape on stuff and you won't damage the paint. Or a guy could use a razor blade scraper and scraper this off. But yeah, we still gotta keep getting her down to being clean. I think I just put a new blade in this. What'll this do for us? We don't want, oh now, come on, stay locked out. Oh sure. Yep, this is working, yes. Very carefully. And all that residue came off with just a little bit of elbow grease and some WD-40 and a little patience. Paint is actually scrubbed off right there. These are all the mounting holes. You see the line where the guys drew where the vent goes on at, but yes. This stuff here is what I call 100-mile-an-hour tape. It's an aluminum sticky tape. They use it for duct. It used to be called duct tape. That's what they use it for, but now there's a new duct tape out there. Metal tape. We'll just throw a couple strips across there to seal that up until we get the vent made for it. Another thing that's ugly as sin is this hot water heater door. That needs to be removed and sanded off. They're pretty straightforward to remove. This is the wrong closure for it right here, for sure. Just take this screw out right here, and then this hinge will come out. And then a guy could prep that and sand it all up and make it look really pretty. Clean this thing out. This is the old style standing pilot hot water heater. Hopefully it still works. Costs a lot of money to put a new hot water heater in, I'll tell you that. Here's them new West Coast mirrors. I got them all painted up and installed now. Oh my goodness, do they look nice. And I can see down the side of this thing for miles and miles and miles. Couldn't decide on a color at first. This here's almond. It's kind of the color of the body of the thing. And initially I tried to go with silver, and it didn't work out. It looks funny. So we're gonna have to pop that back off and repaint it. No big deal though. Easy enough to do, but we've got lots of good look behind us now. So you can see for miles and miles with that. Yup, I like it. Got this all sealed up right here. It's been having any rain getting in there. Everything else is sealed up pretty good on it. I got me another one of them there fancy windshield covers that I like. Made by the Adco. Keeps the sun from beating in on the thing, abusing it. Now that we got the outside body all cleaned up and weatherproof, new window in the rear door locks, I can lock it up, I can secure it. Then we can start working on this beast right here. The old Chevy small block 400. It runs, but it needs a tune-up to it. And of course the RV is going to need to have new plumbing put in it. So I've got parts back here that I've been ordering up for this thing. So this is kind of going to be an end of our part number 1, stabilizing the RV. So that way, you know, no more bad stuff happens to it from rain and wind and dirt. It's cleaned up, smells wonderful in here. All the mices are gone. So thanks for watching this first episode here. Next episode, we'll be showing you how to replumb, give you some basics on RV plumbing, and we'll be working on basics of RV electric work, getting this thing ready to go. I'm Ron, Ron's Classic RVs. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.